My husband and I bought a house next to the bullies of the neighborhood. We stood up to them when they tried to steal some of our land, and we won. At this point, Rose started a screaming campaign which consisted of "the fence is ugly." We shouldn't have to look at this effing ugly fence. You can't look over here. Avert your eyes. We own the effing view. Every time we went into our backyard, she screamed at us. We tried to bite our tongues, but it was hard. At one point, Rose was screaming at my husband while leaning on our still unfinished new fence. He asked her to back up because she was standing on our property between the fence and the property line. At this point, she became enraged and screamed that she owned the land on their side of the fence because of squatters' rights. So, from this point on, she started screaming all the usual things plus squatters' rights. Squatters' rights? Squatters' rights. We started to avoid going out into our backyard if they were outside. One day, the fence contractor arrived to work on the fence. We saw him pull up out front and went into the backyard to meet him through the side gate. Both Joe and Rose started screaming the usual complaints. In addition, Rose added some lies about our contractor, how he didn't know what he was doing, and had built an ugly fence and was messy, and left wood and tools on their property. My husband had had enough and finally snapped, telling Rose to shut up. He also called her a liar. Rose accused my husband of threatening her. At that point, the contractor and his wife, who were bringing in their tools to the backyard, made their presence known. Rose suddenly shut up. We had witnesses. At this point, I realized Rose was trying to set us up so she could call the police. She wanted to accuse us of threatening her. I found a lawyer. Our lawyer explained 4 things to us. 1. We had little claim to the verbal contract of $1,000. We needed to let that go. Strategically, we were better off having full control over the fence and ensuring they had no interest in it at all. We could build it as we wanted. We didn't need their permission to add the glass panels. 2. They had no claim to adverse possession, aka squatters' rights. Our properties were registered in land titles by the developer before the houses were built. In our province, properties registered in land titles with a survey are not eligible for claims of adverse possession, per Chapter L. 5 of the Land Titles Act. There is no title to adverse possession.